All right, YouTubers, DMan2000 here, back to continue our discussion regarding modes and scales. This is lesson 4. Today we're going to talk about the pentatonic minor scale and how we can integrate and utilize it in terms of our group of 4 concept so that we can easily switch back and forth between pentatonic and pentatonic minor scales and our modes. And so last time we talked about the pentatonic major scale in reference to the key of C. So with our root note here on the low E string, 8th fret, with our 3rd finger. And so what we said is, this is our group of 4. So jumping back to 1st finger on the 5th fret on the A string, the A note of the E string, that we had a group of 4 right there. And that we also had a position 5 or major pentatonic box shape that that we could utilize that's within the C major pentatonic scale. And so that was and so what we didn't get a chance to talk about was that if we jump 2 frets back to the 3rd fret from here, that we also have a pentatonic, 4th position pentatonic, or what some people refer to as minor shape that we can utilize, and that would involve taking our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string and playing 3-5, jumping down 1 string to the A, 3-5, 2-5, 2-5, 3-5, 3-5 on the bottom 2 strings. So going back, it looks like now what we've done there, even though we're calling this for convenience a minor shape and our 5th fret, 5th position box major, in reality we've played the same notes, so both of those patterns, we're playing the same notes, and it is a C major pentatonic scale. And so the 2 shapes butt up against each other right here at the 5th fret. And so the reason that that's handy is because then we have our group of 4 starting at the 5th fret with our root on the C, and so we have all of those notes and shapes available to us within the major pentatonic scale. And we know, because we've, through our groups of 4, that if our C root is here, and then this note, the A, is our Aeolian or minor root. And so we know that C Ionian equals or is equivalent to or is the same as A minor. And so we can say about that is that in utilizing this position 4 pattern and the position 5 pattern at the 5th fret, that we're also playing an A minor pentatonic scale as well. So it really has to do with the root note we reference and what key we're playing in. And so it's just something to keep in mind, because while major and minor tonalities are important, in this case, it's not strictly one or the other. You have the ability to reference different root notes, and that can actually be an advantage because you're not doing anything differently. So you're just playing maybe some different chords, and you can look at it as, referencing a minor key versus major. And so in kind of switching over and talking about the minor pentatonic, which is similar in many ways, it's still a 5-tone or 5-note scale. It's derived from the natural minor scale, and so instead of it being the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th notes, what you have is the 1 note, a flat 3rd note, the 4th and the 5th notes, and then the 7th is flatted. So it's 1 flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and essentially what we're doing is skipping the 2nd and 6th notes of the scale. And that's how we're getting our 5 tones. Now, if we want to switch, so we already know how to, play our C major scale using our groups of 4, and we know how to play our pentatonic C major scale using the 5th position box, and we also talked about a diagonal scale last time. And so what we want to do now, though, and we know how to play an A minor pentatonic scale as well, and without really, changing anything or doing anything differently. But let's say that we did actually want to play C minor pentatonic. We can take these shapes that we just went over, and simply by shifting them down the neck to our root on the 8th fret and repeating them. So what we have is here on the 8th fret we have a major or position 5 shape. So that is our C minor pentatonic shape, and if we jump forward, or back, 2 frets to the 6th fret and repeat our position 4 or minor shape box, so now we have these same 2 shapes, the position 4 and position 5. They just butt together at the 8th fret instead of the 5th, and so now we are playing C minor pentatonic. And so I think you can see, it's useful simply for the reason that if we look at our last group of 4 on the 2 high strings, which is going to start here on the 10th fret and take us to the 15th fret, and so now essentially we can go all of the way from the 2nd fret to the 15th fret, utilizing these various shapes and shifting between, in the same key, between C major, C major pentatonic, C minor pentatonic, and A minor pentatonic. And so, and then of course we already know how to play an A minor scale, because if we use our group of 4 here, which is the same as our C scale, so we're covering all of that as well. And so we've come a long way up and down the neck, and are able to now kind of see how we can switch scales and incorporate pentatonics into our groups of 4. And as I mentioned previously, now if we shift our root from the C down to the D, then all of this stuff goes with us. So if before we moved down 2 frets and we had our major pentatonic starting on the 5th, then now it would start on the 7th. And by the same token, if our minor pentatonic box or group started on the 8th fret, it would now start on the 10th fret, and we would be in our key of D Ionian instead of C. So we'd be D major or D Ionian, and all of that stuff that we just learned would just shift down the neck with us, so that in reference to the pattern we're playing and to our hand, everything is right there in the same relationship to each other. It's just been shifted down. And I think that as you use that, one, it will help you learn the neck whether you're trying or not, and it will also help you learn to feel your way up and down the neck, and to not have to look at your hand all the time, which I feel you know, just kind of slows you down the more that you have to look and the more you have to think. So when you kind of get comfortable with those patterns to where they're flowing for you, then you can cover a lot of territory, and you have a lot of notes, and you know which notes will work, and then how you want to break them up, you know, is your choice. And so that's pretty much it for this lesson. Next time we're going to talk about the blues scale, which is a hybrid form of the minor pentatonic and is actually a hexatonic or 6-note scale, and how we would go about incorporating that. And that's pretty much it for today. If you have any comments, please leave them, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.